And we're back to the 5th episode of the Behind the Counter podcast, the critically acclaimed podcast now, presented by Insane Games. It's Monday night, February 19th, 2018. We got the gamer, we got the nerd, we got the boss presenting from the Insane Games in the Northway Plaza, Queensbury, New York. And way down south where it's much warmer, we got the kid broadcasting from the Insane Games in the Countryside Mall, Clearwater, Florida. And of course, we got Facebook Live watching us live right now. I think we're ready to go. You ready?
Of course. Always.
Roll it up. And we're back for the 5th episode of the Behind the Counter podcast. Busy week. We've had a couple weeks off. Enjoyed the Super Bowl. Came and went. Royal Rumble. Came and went. A lot of us are playing video games now. Now it's kind of the off season. No sports going on. Kind of. We're all doing a bunch of different things.
You sit in your house by yourself wondering what you're going to do next.
I know myself has been playing a little Call of Duty.
Oh.
I know I play when the game comes out, and then I take the holidays off, and now it's time to do my winter playing around for a little bit. And so, Dave, you've been going on with the play down there?
Yes, and we have one more weekend of inspecting Carol at Homemade Theater this weekend only.
You have showtimes?
This Friday at 7, Saturday at 7, and Sunday at 2.
Isn't it
7:30 on Friday, Saturday?
I'm called at 7. You're going to be there.
I know because I went to it this past Saturday at 7:30 and it was fantastic. You guys should go.
How's it going? You do what? 3 weekends or 2?
It's been 3 weekends of performances. For audiences, they've enjoyed it. They've been laughing, which is good because it's a comedy. It's not a drama, and they're supposed to laugh.
It's based off of the Christmas Carol, right?
Yes, it's a small theater company, the Soapbox Playhouse, doing a production of A Christmas Carol, and nothing goes right. My character is an affable actor who has no talent, trying to make his way in the world of theater,
right.
And lots of hijinks ensue because
So
of that.
not far from the truth, right, guys?
It's true. It's really true. I'm not even gonna. I was typecasted like nobody's business.
Let me ask this one question.
Yeah.
Do they like not doing it during the Christmas season, or do they like to do the Christmas Carol itself during the Christmas season, and then the?
I can't really answer for other for other theater companies, but just from a performing artist standpoint, it makes sense to do particularly seasonal shows in their season.
Right.
So, for example, Homemade Theater here in Saratoga Springs did Christmas Carol, a really wonderful run of it during the Christmas season.
So they did one.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
This is a like a nice little nod to having already done it, and so people could see it done correctly, and now they can see it done as a farce almost.
Kind of like a prequel to the actual, like, it's almost like they do the actual Christmas Carol, then they kind of go back and they do the Inspecting Carol after.
It's one of those like play within a play. So, the play Inspecting Carol is about this theater company putting on a show of A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. There's to no end of good things I can say about the cast, the crew, our director, all of the staff who work at Homemade Theater. It's been a pleasure to do, and it's partially kept me away, and I'm happy that we had a couple weeks off so that I could do the Sunday performances and not have to be on the podcast drooling and my head down. But it's been a lot of fun, and I hope you guys come and check it out, and I hope you like the show. Give Homemade Theater a follow on Facebook. They're always doing lots of giveaways and promotions and things like that. But so, Mike, Dan, I heard we had some news of sort happen to the store, and some good news at that. 3-star reviews and all that.
If you're watching.
We're talking about the 3-star review, right? They came in today.
I think there's a bigger review, some sort of already happened star review.
The post star.
Yes, the post star. Thank you.
Review.
Hence why we're a critically acclaimed podcast.
That's why we are officially a critically acclaimed podcast now.
You don't hear that a lot. Out of a
it was actually quite
podcast.
a surprise. Mike and myself were in here. I was chowing down some Chipotle before going to the town meeting. And, and the lady came in, Kathleen Moore, the Post Star reporter, and right out of the blue just did a piece on the, I'll give you, I framed it, but a little piece on the podcast and how we use the podcast.
East End Eatery to close February. Oh, I'm sorry, I read the wrong article there.
That is a shame.
But how the store is using the podcast to generate people into the store, which it actually does. But as we all know, we do the podcast for fun, not so much about promoting the actual business itself. But
Dan, is that actually how you hold a controller right there?
No, it's not. She had to fight me to get my hands off the grip because that's not normally how I hold a controller.
He was getting shot at. He was trying to play.
I'm like, I was going to say, Call of Duty, here.
What's happening? The game's already started. What do I do?
And she literally came over and grabbed my hand and moved it over. Like, no, I want it like this. I'm like, that's not how I hold a controller.
He ripped his hands off it like Mufasa, pretty much.
But no, it was a pretty good piece. Kind of caught us off guard, and no, Mike, you want to address the rumors?
No, breakup is not coming.
I was going to say, what's with that?
Finishing school
So
soon,
much
but I will
drama.
be staying here because it's wet.
Wait, Mike,
so.
talk directly to the people. They're concerned. They read an article. You're leaving us?
I'll be here. If you come in, you'll see me for the foreseeable future,
Mike,
maybe forever.
We need we need Boder to come in and like shoot one of those things like they had with LeBron James when he was gonna go to the Miami Heat, and just have you sitting in like a director's chair saying, "I'm not leaving Insane Games."
I decided to bring my talents too.
I know rumors were going all over the place all week long.
Everybody's like, "Oh, where's Mike going? Mike's
TMZ
leaving."
was reporting on it. Chronicle was reporting on it.
They're like, hot commodity free agent manager Mike Batista hitting the market. Dan Shevlin dropping the proverbial ball and selecting his contract.
But yeah, I think all in all, I think the article was well. I think it kind of got the name out and a unique way. I guess it's a unique way of advertising in this day and age with social media and like I said, we all know we do it for the fun of the show, not to promote the store.
Yeah.
If we can do it all in one, then great, it works out. But no, so Tyler, what have you been up to all week?
Just going to school, learning about the history of the Olympics and how to land a job in my job search strategy classes. But other than that, I've been playing some video games and just working, really. Nothing, and lifting, of course. Somebody's got to fuel these muscles.
So is there a breakup coming? You said there's a job search happening.
I take a class called Job Search Strategies.
I was going to say, you've heard it here first, behind the counter. A big breakup coming to Insane Games.
Two, not just one breakup, but two.
A two-time.
Two-time breakup.
What actually happens is that Mike takes his talents elsewhere, Clearwater, and Tyler brings his elsewhere, Queensberry.
Mike, you just want to switch?
My head probably wouldn't fit on this TV.
Slammed yourself. I like it.
I saved you guys the trouble.
Well, Black is slimming, Mike, so you look good tonight.
Thank you. Right out of work. Whenever you see this means I just got done working. So.
You got done chasing them Benjis.
Mike, anything interesting this week? Or last week?
Not too much. I actually have been reading for once, which is a pretty big revelation.
Whoa!
Let's not get hasty.
Breaking news on Behind
Nothing
the Counter.
too crazy.
Announce what you're reading.
Stephen King's It. It was a pretty good book.
It's like
explain to me-
8,000 pages.
I don't really understand how you can watch the movie, know exactly what happens, and then go and read the book. Like I know there's differences between them, but still.
They expand upon it.
Yeah.
But it's like the movie, just enough to get me interested, and then I want to expand on what I know about the whole thing. So.
I saw the book. Go ahead.
The movie, like for example, and especially Stephen King of all people, his movies about his books, the movies about his books, are usually very different from the books.
Right.
Stephen King, the writer, is terrifying.
Right.
Stephen King, the guy who signs away an intellectual property for someone else to make a movie, it's usually pretty good to also very bad. Looking at you, Maximum Overdrive.
Now, Tyler and I, did you see it with me or no?
No,
I saw it with Mike.
Yeah.
Mike and I saw
Tom
it.
as well, I think.
And Tom too. We
Wow, he
saw
forgot
the
about
movie.
you, Mike.
Great movie. The movie was great. I thought it was great. Actually, one of the few DVDs I actually went and bought, because I thought it was a great one when it came out. But when I saw Mike come in with that book, if I got a book that's that thick and I had to read that entire thing, I'd be not interested.
You can knock someone out if you hit him with it.
I'm only like 30 pages deep.
That's 30. So you're 0.5%.
I read
way
like
through
one
it,
day
right?
of the week. And it was enough to make me say I like it and want to read it more, though. So.
Not even a dent. Oh, but damn, I was gonna say, if ER came out with a book, you wouldn't buy it?
No.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah,
He'd buy it, he just wouldn't read it.
By the way, speaking of ER, it's out on Hulu now, seasons 1 through 15, and I'm in all my glory watching them all over again.
Making me watch them as well.
I'm sorry.
Mike, what do you think of ER?
It's not too bad.
Mike is into it. I caught him. I came in the other day and he was researching about Noah Wyle and George Clooney on here.
Yeah, the guy from Revenge of the Nerds. I knew he looked familiar.
He was
like, this is all
researching the
about
doctor. And meanwhile, this hypocrite right here is watching Chicago Med, which is pretty much a Dick Wolf rerun of ER, because he always wanted to have ER for himself and he never could, so he basically made the show himself. And this one loves Chicago Med but wants to piss all over ER. I don't really get it.
Loves Chicago or loves ER so much, I will never, ever watch ER now because he likes it so much and it bothers him so much.
It was a top 10 show for 15 years.
You know what? Friends got the screw job on that one because that was a better show than ER.
The 35 million viewers that watched it would disagree with that.
Well, at the time, middle-aged women were a lot popular with watching TV than other people. So
first off, ER was going against Friends, Seinfeld, Frasier, a lot, CSI, a lot of them, and they were kicking its ass, every single one of them. Well, maybe not Seinfeld in the last season, but
you could see how passionate he is. He's starting to swear.
I was going to say, I'm so happy to see Dan so passionate about George Clooney.
It's not about George Clooney, it's about the show. George Clooney was only on 5 years. There's 15.
Whenever I see George Clooney, I only think of him as Batman.
Bat nipples. Bat nipples Clooney.
Either way.
And Mr. Freeze.
When Dan dresses up as Batman, he's like, I'm the real Batman. So is Clooney.
Either way, to lead into what I have been doing on my side is watching ER on Hulu. Rather, I'm in the store watching it or at home, and playing Call of Duty.
Which Call of Duty? There's 1.5 billion of them.
And getting shot up.
Call of Duty World War II. Very nice.
Despite my favorite type of gun not being in the game, and I still not ranked as a good Call of Duty, but I have been dominating like usual.
That's up for debate.
And to go over some of the store stuff, we run a promotion in here that is, if you review us on Facebook, you get 10% off your purchase.
Wow, really?
10% off your purchase, or 25% more on your trade-in. And a lady
store
came
credit
in,
only. Store credit only.
Store credit only. Lady came in
That's not great.
with PlayStation 2 games, and we all know me with PlayStation 2 games. I hate PlayStation 2 games.
We've seen the reviews about PlayStation 2 games.
If I could not have PlayStation 2 in the store, I wouldn't have it. I don't like taking them in.
Whoa.
But Dan, wait. What is our bestseller in the store? Exactly.
Either way, I don't like taking in PlayStation 2 games. But either way, I took him in.
We'll take them in. He won't. Don't worry about it.
All of our stores, great customer service, everything. And she came in. See her for maybe 5 seconds. Oh, 25%. Yeah, if you give us a review, you get 25% more of your trade-in. Oh, okay. Put it blah 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 blah. I ring it all up for her. She goes look around.
Did she look you in the eye?
She gave me 3 stars out of 5. 3 stars.
That's a passing grade.
I didn't even get any time to do anything bad. It was 3 stars. It's not even like I did anything to deserve the 3 stars. It was like already me saying hello, I was at 3 stars.
So wait a minute. So you didn't give her any of the customer service razzmatazz or any of that,
No.
and you earned 3 stars.
I was very polite.
No.
I was very nice.
Good.
I said
But you're also very bald, so maybe that's why she gave you.
I was
3
not
stars.
short. I was not angry that she was bringing it in. I was like, yep, and I explained the promotion, and she gave me 3 stars.
Yeah. So
3
you
stars.
earned 3 stars just on the hey, we have a promotion alone. I don't know about you, friend, but that's a pretty good rating considering that she has nothing but physical impression alone.
We strive for 5 stars, Dave.
I do too, and I get 5-star reviews, but that's also because I immediately bamboozle the customers with my A+ personality.
Are you gonna give me 5 stars?
I was so depressed.
Listen, do you want to piss off my boss a lot? I need a 5-star review now, and you need to say my name.
I was
My name
so
is Mike
depressed.
Batista.
At the 3 stars, I was like, what did I do wrong? I haven't even done anything to deserve the
Probably
3
just because it's a nice middling score. And
Dan's gonna go home. He's gonna put on his Lionel Richie album. He's gonna be hold up his tablet and just hello.
Not that we don't force our customers to put a certain review.
Because that's
you still
illegal.
got
You're not allowed to
the
do
promotion,
that.
obviously.
What?
It is. You can't do that. I don't think it's
Good.
Google doesn't allow you to do that.
If we earn a bad review, an actual legitimate bad review, not people on the internet thinking that I'm really funny because I can. But like,
Looking at you, Facebook Live. We love you guys, but come on.
But like people on the internet, you give them a little bit of anonymity, and they think they can just like crap all over people's business. It's like, listen, like if we earn 1 and 2 and 3 stars, you give it to us, and then you tell us why, so that we can do better.
Yeah.
Like, if we did a 4-star, 5-star job, you tell us so that they know that I deserve that 10% raise I've been trying for 3 years, as they said in the post-star.
And by the way, we're one of the few video game stores that actually have reviews on. Just saying, we're in the industry where a lot of people get upset, they don't like things, they don't like trade-in, and we keep a 4.8 rating on our store. And what's the Florida one? Florida one's what, 4.5?
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
we're like, if you look at a lot of stores, they don't have reviews on there for the sole purpose of when an angry customer gets upset and walks out, they 1 star, 1 star, 1 star. We have none of that. So that just shows you we do work hard for the customers. But either way, 3 stars, I was a little depressed. She put good selection though.
Good. Well, I think it's just something, and she may not have even meant it. Like a lot of people think, oh yeah, 3 is average. They did a fine job.
It's middle of the road.
And they don't realize that from a business standpoint that we always strive for that 5-star or a 10 out of 10 or something like that. If it's anything less, it means that we've done something wrong. Is the way that we look at it as a business.
Dan didn't roll out the red carpet. He didn't offer the massage. He didn't like none of that. You didn't give the executive here.
Anyway.
So
I think it's because you're balding, Dan. I think that's why.
Cool. So, as I mentioned before, it's been a busy couple weeks playing some games. I know a lot of us are all playing different ones. I know you have been having your fists going down there in Florida with UFC.
Yeah.
Why don't you go over that a little bit? How's that been going? I know you and Dalton have seemed to be playing it more than you are maybe working the sales floor, but... Oh, come on.
Oh, that's why we beat you in sales yesterday. Anyways.
Sorry, 1 second. We do that, by the way. We will call each other and just compare numbers. It's a really fun game when you have the higher number.
Pretty much, I just want to hang up if not.
Yeah, and we do. Don't you love that when any of us call and it's like, what are you at? I'm at this, and just click.
I'm 400 ahead of you.
Oh, hold on, a customer came in.
So, UFC?
I finished the career mode. UFC 3, it was a good game. I don't think it was like exceptional compared to UFC 2. Graphics were a tad bit better. A lot of people came in, they're like, holy crap, it's an actual UFC fight. And I'm like, nah, it's just a game. They're like, yeah, it looks really good. The movement was like what's the word? Fluidity of the movements of the characters were really, really good. I think the career mode they could have worked on a little bit more. When I was tailing the end of my career in the career mode, I was like 42 and I was facing guys that were like 60. And I'm like, well, shouldn't they be retired? Why am I facing Nick Diaz for the 7th time? I think they should probably work on like adding, just like computer characters or generic characters or whatnot. But Other than that, I thought the progression of the character that you create was really good. You have to learn moves. You have to earn your way into new gyms. They have different storylines while you're going in between fight to fight to fight. What are you guys laughing at? What's so funny?
I don't know why it goes the sweaty report.
It's for serious sweaty players.
On the TV with the logo for the UFC.
But Tyler, I definitely get that whole idea of like once you're over like a certain number of wins against somebody, facing like, God forbid, but Chuck Liddell for like the 17th time, and you'd be like, isn't he retired now, or aren't I retired now?
Right.
But wouldn't you get mad like you're like 2 weeks into this career mode and you're like dominating everybody, and then you face Forehead McFarlane and he like destroys you, and you're like, who is this guy even? Who is he?
Well, I had an issue because like I kept facing this one guy called Khabib, Nurmagomedov. I'm butchering it, but this dude always tries and like actually physically wrestles you like actual like Olympic style wrestling, and I would get so mad, and I'd have to face him like 7 times, and each time we went like 5 rounds. And they base your career off of like longevity. Like they have this little bar and it goes like 100%, and then after each fight it tells you how much more percent you have. And once you hit like the GOAT mode, technically, where in your contract or whatnot, you could retire, but I kept going because I wanted to go all the way. So 60 fights later, I'm down to 0, and I'm facing Nick Diaz and Stephen Thompson like 8 times in a row, and it's just like these guys are 58 years old and I'm 44. It's like, does that even make sense at all? Like what?
I'll kill you.
But all in all, it was a good game. I just the only problem with UFC games is most sports games, they just become repetitive once you play them for so long. So, I mean, I would buy it on the sole purpose of like playing it for like, a good the good amount of time that I spent on career mode. But it's one of those games that unfortunately it doesn't have a lot of replay value, unless you're trying to throw hands with Mike and lose.
I'll whip out Chuck.
Is it males only? Is there females in it?
No, there's females.
Oh.
They took out.
I don't know if
though,
you could
right?
do the career mode as a female though. I didn't try that, obviously.
No Brock Lesnar, right?
No Brock Lesnar, no Ronda Rousey.
Yikes!
What a shame.
Crazy.
Mike, what game have you got?
I wanted to talk about Darkest Dungeon today. It's been out on a lot of different systems, but it comes out on Xbox One February 28th. So basically, it's a side-scroller RPG. You get a 4-man team. I kind of see it as kind of like trying to match the Dark Souls difficulty. They make it super, super hard. There's resource management. When you're going through you got your 4 guys and you're walking through the dungeon and you have a torch and you have to make sure you have torches for light the whole time you go through, and then if you run out of light, then the monsters are like way harder, and you probably you want to keep the light. And if anybody dies on your team, you can't ever get them back.
Oh, God. I hate games that do that.
Is that like Dark Souls?
I mean, I was saying,
it's like an RPG.
You get a 4-man team, turn-based RPG. So you're going through and you get the random encounters and stuff. And I think that there's 3 different teams you have to have, because after you go on missions, they get stressed out. And they have like a stress meter, and if that gets to like the 100% and you keep them fighting, they'll start like whipping insults at each other, blaming each other for why, and then some will go crazy and just start attacking each other.
Doesn't sound like any 4-man team I know of or exist on either, whipping insults at each other for no reason. Don't watch the last 4 episodes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think we all get on that.
But let me see, where was I?
Mike, I looked up that game to see what it was about, and I saw this one character called the Unclean Giant, and you kind of look like him.
The art style of it's really, really gritty. There's a lot of it's taking place in like the sewers and stuff like that, so the monsters are super gross. It's kind of like a cartoon art style, but they get away with doing more. It's really gritty, like the blood effects and stuff like that. And one of my favorite parts about it is the voice announcer. Everything he says they have like nerdy puns about it and stuff. Like I can't think of any this time, but if you play it, you'll see what I mean.
That's awesome.
So that only comes out for Xbox One?
It's out on pretty much everything else right now, but it comes out on Xbox One the 28th. It's on PC, PS4, I think the Switch as well.
Oh, shit.
No.
I would like to pause for just a second to acknowledge Carrie. Thank you for giving Mike some love. Mike is my favorite, she says.
Oh, thank you, Carrie.
Wow.
Yeah, Tyler, trying to get that 5-star review, and you're just not achieving, man. But
oh my God,
Dan,
Carrie.
Dan,
Carrie's not even my favorite Gerard, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, don't take it easy on the friends here watching. But Dan, you're actually playing a game.
Right.
Like actively playing. Like you play. Like you'll touch a controller.
I do play games, Dave.
I know that. I work with you.
Playing is a strong word for that. He's trying. He's trying again.
But
Are you done? No, we've been playing Call of Duty. Germ
Nice.
Dog, myself, Mike.
Germ Dog.
Germ who?
Wait, do we mention his name on here?
We only mention Germ Dog when we talk about how I beat him in Mortal Kombat. Otherwise,
we love you, Jeremy.
He's been downgraded to Germ Cat. I think right
Claire, Germ Dog, I still love you.
Well, you were downgraded to a few more, but we can't say those on live.
He's
So.
Germ Bird now.
Germ Bird, like D.
Bird.
Either way, we've been playing actually almost nightly, and as usual, back on top.
Mike, can you contest for that? Is he actually on top of
He's
the
not.
leaderboards?
I actually came in the other day, and I finally wrote my name on the Call of Duty
Oh my
belt.
God!
Oh my God.
I only wrote it in marker though, because it's not truly earned. But until
Mike
anybody has
knows
something to
deep
say
down,
about it, I'm
Mike
gonna be on the
knows
belt.
that every night, besides last night, both Mike and I weren't playing well last night. But before that, Mike, I'm on top, 20 kills every game.
Can't handle the dual pistols, and I'm a sniping expert.
So you have played Call of Duty World War II. I definitely have. Tyler, have you played Call of Duty World War II?
Yeah, I played it.
So what's your take on it? I know.
I mean,
Stupid.
I played online for a short amount of time. I was getting sniped across map. I was like, this game's stupid. I took like a short hiatus on it. I went back to playing it, and I enjoyed it a lot. I think the zombies is really fun. Me and you played it, Dave, and we loved it. I think the story mode is also really good too. I didn't really like the live, the multiplayer that much, just because I was getting sniped left and right, and it was just bothering me. But other than that, it's a good game. I would recommend it. I don't have it in store, so I can't play it.
What would you say, Mike, about World War II?
I think it's way better than any of the ones that have come out recently. I mean, it got me back into the series. I played Ghost just because we all played it as friends. Advanced Warfare I didn't play. Black Ops 3, people like that. I thought it was bad. And
Mike, did you play Black Ops 3 with us?
A little bit. I did. I played. I played with the boys.
I like. We
Black
played for a
Ops 3
while.
was awesome.
And then Infinite Warfare, very stupid.
No one played Call of Duty last year.
Yeah.
Story-wise.
Yeah, no.
I did. I did the Modern Warfare Remastered.
That was okay. I mean, it's old news.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but we could also just play the original Modern Warfare at that
Infinite
point.
Warfare was
Give
garbage.
us what we want. Modern Warfare 2 remastered. And that'll
Or
be
a
the
game
end of it.
like Modern Warfare just a whole new one.
No
jumping.
tag.
No, that's what's so good about Modern Warfare or World War II is that there's no jumping. However, there's no burst gun, which I like. However, I fully adapted to other guns, and it's under control now.
I mean, from the looks of how you hold the controller, I disagree about that.
That's not how it's done.
I don't know. That's how the picture was taken, Dan. I mean, it must be.
It looked like he was holding the N64
You can
controller on the
you
sides.
can blame Kathleen Moore all you want, but that's exactly how you hold it when you play. 20 kills, more like 20 deaths.
But I noticed Call of Duty World War II makes it a lot like Destiny, where it has a headquarters and the group. You can bring the group to the headquarters. You go meet all the different people, and then you go out. I mean,
I was gonna say, how dare you bring up the headquarters here?
What do you mean?
Whenever we play, we all say, Dan, let's go to the headquarters so we
And
can
I
get you
don't
to
go.
level up,
It's
and you're just
stupid.
like, no, I don't see the point to it.
I don't need objectives. I don't do that crap. I don't do. Oh wow, I could get some new
There will
boots for my guy.
here's the
I'm
kind
not
of-
into
an
that.
example.
I just want to go out, kill people, and done.
Exactly. Now here's an example of a challenge. Get 25 kills today. And then you get a reward for that.
I'm not interested. I don't need a new grips
You
for
get
my
a
guns.
you get a gold
on the-
star, Dan.
We have a.
You get 5 stars.
I was going to say you get 5 stars, Dan, if you do the objectives. We have a write-in from our friend on Facebook, Dakota Zeno. The biggest problem with Call of Duty was they kept milking the future warfare aspect of it, and I totally agree.
Well, they got rid of it.
They
World War
looked
II.
ahead of where we have been as a species, and they said, now what's war going to look like in 1,000 years or whatever it is, and
Because Call of Duty had its roots in World War II. The original Call of Duty, I forget if 2 was World War I or 2. 3 was World War II, and then Modern Warfare came out, and they were like, hey, this is doing really well. And part of it was the gameplay. They were able to go back and did Call of Duty World at War, but part of it was that, oh yeah, this is present day stuff. And they milked that, and they were like, well, we're starting to run out of that. Now what do we do? Future!
Well, the Modern
even
Warfare
further.
definitely got Call of Duty on the map. That's what definitely took it off. Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3 really didn't do much.
People were
it-
about it when
was
it was
really
only
good,
World
Dan.
War II.
It was, but it didn't make the series popular like it is now. What made it popular was Modern Warfare.
I disagree.
I
Disagree
actually
all you want, and you look up the stats. It's right there.
I
What
would
stats do I
tend
look
to
up,
agree with
Dan?
you.
How many units were sold?
Do you know how many units were sold?
I can
'Cause
look
Call
it
of
up.
Duty-
I don't need to look it up because I already know the answer.
Call of Duty
Oh, you
blew
know
up when that
everything.
happened.
It blew up when Modern Warfare came
People
out.
were always fans of it, but those were like World War II fans, like in general.
Yeah,
but-
it was like before Modern Warfare came out, there was Call of Duty, there was Brothers in Arms, there was at least 1 or 2 other series. There was just a genre
It was
of
Halo before.
Medal
well,
of
no, I'm
Honor.
saying there was a
Yeah.
genre of historical war shooters.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Modern Warfare came out and Call of Duty blew up.
Yep, it broke free of that little
Yeah,
mold.
it did, and that's why nothing has caught up to it since then.
It stuck it right to Halo. No one thought anyone could stick any into Halo, and Call of Duty came out, and
It is a shame.
Yeah, and
Halo
it
was
wasn't
trash
even a start,
anyway,
yeah.
so.
Whoa.
What did he say?
Bold words, sir.
that's an argument for a whole nother day.
And that's will be
Halo
an
was
argument
hot
we will have.
garbage. It was not even good.
So,
I think that's why you are the kid on this, because a little before your
I
time.
like,
It wasn't before my time. I mean, I'm stating how I see it. Halo was trash.
I mean, I get the idea with the Call of Duty that we're playing now, World War II. I get that they need to, reinvent, but I think they're making it too difficult a little bit. Like they're adding like all the certain characters you can be, and then all just make it simple. Pick your loadout, your guns, your attachments, and go. The maps are good.
The problem with that is that like Destiny was huge, and Destiny did that persistent stuff in multiplayer again and again, and everyone wants to latch on to that. Me personally, I don't like that. And I don't like that BioWare, for instance, their next project is basically trying to be a Destiny killer instead of developing what they're already good at and what people like them doing. It is one of the big things in gaming, and everyone wants a piece of that pie. And
Destiny
that's
killer
what
is
Call of Duty.
Destiny itself.
I was going to say, how can you
Yeah, I was
kill
gonna
something
say,
which is already
Because
dead?
I mean,
how can you kill that which has already held
another
its breath until
discussion,
it
but they
passed
should
out?
just have the fact they don't have, expansions ready to go and more raids ready to go. It's just beyond me. They lost all the people.
The number one problem is their content. If they had more, I'd love
maps.
it.
I thought the maps are great. I think the maps are very detailed in World War II. I like the snow maps.
God, yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
where
yeah.
true battles take place. That's always
I like
been
them.
the rule.
I think the maps are very detailed. But I'm hoping the next one has more of a Modern Warfare feel, and they stay away from the whole.
I think they're done with that.
Exosuits and triple jumps and wall runs and
If I want to do that, I'll play like Titanfall or something like that.
yeah, like let
man,
games with
Titanfall.
those gimmicks do them and have them.
So no, that's what I've been doing. That's my review on Call of Duty. So let's lead that right into Stud and Dud.
Excellent.
A lot of reviews or a lot of games coming out this week. Last week there wasn't really anything that came out. It was a quiet week, but normally it's a quiet week right after the Super Bowl anyway. So, Metal Gear Survive. I know we talked about it. Some anger came out of that. I mean, Dave, big Metal Gear fan. Mike, big Metal Gear fan.
Which is why my review of Metal Gear Survive is a curt and prompt What's that? I've never heard of that. I'll have to look into it when I receive a terrible brain injury. Konami is not getting another one of my dollars until they publicly apologize to Hideo Kojima and to the fans for what they did to Metal Gear Solid 5.
Dave, didn't you go on this rant last week?
I did. And it's still going. And I'm still mad.
Well,
Mike,
I pretty much doubled down on what he said, but I actually know what it is. I won't do the I won't do the polite "what is this?" But, I mean, zombies with the Metal Gear mechanics, but I played it. The melee is awful. I mean, it's like you swing it once and then you have to wait like 5 seconds and then you swing again. And if I'm gonna, I mean, you should be taking heads off with it. I mean, other than that, I would just use the gun and then the ammo was low. That might just be because I didn't play far enough. I didn't get all this stuff. But the biggest thing about Metal Gear is the storytelling, and when you slap that name on something like that, it's just not gonna pull me in without any of those things. I mean, if they made a zombie game without Metal Gear, it might have been something maybe I would try, but not a Metal Gear to me.
So we have two duds from the Metal Gear
Yes,
fans.
officially dud.
Dud. You want to weigh in?
Didn't they say that it was part of the the story?
Very loosely.
This game?
They're like, you know the wormholes?
Yeah.
You're caught between them. So.
Yeah, they tried explaining it away, being like, remember when the Mother Base was getting blown up the first time and they were escaping on the helicopters? Well, all the people that were on Mother Base got sucked into an alternate reality. Bad. It's bad, and it deserves to feel bad about it.
Yeah, just awful. Awful.
Yeah, I'll triple down with you guys. I think, just slapping Metal Gear Solid onto it's not going to help its case. I was watching the gameplay of it. It looks just like any other zombie game with, obviously Metal Gear mechanics, like you said, Mike. But I think it's going to be a dud. I think that's why they're selling it for $39.99 anyway. So.
Ooh.
That's always a hit right there. When a game doesn't hit full value at $59, you already know it's under the radar.
For a new release.
Yeah. This is the kind of thing that's like an expansion.
Something that its own self, like Shadow Colossus, that sells for $39.99, but that's a remake. Crash Bandicoot, that sells for $39.99, but that's a remake.
How did the sales go on Shadow Colossus?
Pretty good, I think. Just because I'm sitting on 2 copies doesn't mean everybody else is.
I bet it sold. But.
I think it's sold. I know a lot of people have been playing it. A lot of people have been asking about it and whatnot.
Wow!
Really?
Wow!
I didn't even deliberately touch it.
2 in a row! You were that mad about him with the Shadow Colossus, huh?
I didn't even. I think my fingertip touched it.
I knew exactly what happened as soon as my thing said, "Oh, how was your call? Rate your call." I was about to give it a 3-star review.
Are we not looking for trouble with a touch-sensitive power adapter right here?
They also don't mean for it to be mounted at crotch level.
We're looking for trouble. And we're back. Sorry about that. A little technical difficulty from myself. I think we'll all give Metal Gear Survival a dud.
Shadow Colossus.
So we had some Facebook feedback.
A write-in from our friendo Dakota. He's never played any of the Metal Gear Solid games. He played the beta as someone who knows nothing about it, the series, and it wasn't bad at all. And that makes sense because if you haven't played the fantastic, and I urge you, Dakota, check out some Metal Gear Solid games. You will love them. But it makes sense that the game's probably not bad. I mean, they know how to make video games. But do they know how to slap an intellectual property on top of something that doesn't belong to? Is a whole nother rage-induced Carson Palmer throw fit.
Just because it's a good zombie game doesn't necessarily mean that it's also a good Metal Gear game.
Yeah. Very well put, Boater. Thank you.
All right, moving on to a PS4 title, Don't Knock Twice.
Hey.
What did I just say, Dave?
Can we ever get Xbox One exclusives on here, or is it always PlayStation 4?
You can put them on there.
You had Tyler put it together.
Hey Dan, why don't you find some Xbox One exclusives?
That's actually one of their big problems right now.
They don't have any.
What? PUBG.
But that's making it for them. They don't really need as many other exclusives. However, who here among us has read or seen anything about Don't Knock Twice? Tyler, have you?
Besides looking at it, or
have you like anything about it? Because I know Dan doesn't know anything about it.
I watched
did some
gameplay
research.
on
I got
it.
some things to say.
You know, it looks. I heard that it's not. The gameplay is not long. Like the story mode takes 3 hours to finish. But you can play it off of VR, or you could use VR, so you don't need the headset. But it's encouraged to use it. Yeah. It's like this game that you just like go through, and it's dark, and you're holding a candle, and you find stories and letters and stuff that helps you shape the story of what's going on. You know, it didn't look that scary though, so I was kind of it was kind of underwhelming to me, just because like I was hoping that it would be a little bit more scary, like maybe a little pop out of Dan's bald forehead coming out. That might have scared me or something.
Now, is it one of those things like it's definitely going to try to be a scary game like that? Or Dave and I played a game called Gone Home that kind of markets itself as, oh, it's going to be one of these really spooky things. You're going into an old abandoned house that you used to grow up in or something like that.
Well, oh my God,
and
yes.
it ends up being a very, like, I kind of don't want to spoil it. It ends up being a very different kind of story, but it's still really atmospheric. Like, even if there's not jump scares or anything, you're still sucked into the atmosphere, and that might be what this is
like
doing.
A lot going to be like that from what I saw. Yeah, just it's supposed to be a horror game where you're exploring the house, piecing together a story. It did a lot remind me of that game that you guys played. What was that again?
Gone Home.
Gone Home, yeah. They say there's not much action in it, so all the scares, I mean, if you play it through, you probably won't get scared again because there's no real danger when you're going through it. That's one of the issues with scary games now. I mean, they do all this stuff to you, but then you know nothing's ever going to happen. It looked like it was pretty short, but yeah, I mean, if you like those kind of games, then all about it, then definitely.
Plus, it's only $39.99, so that kind of tells you about the game itself right there again.
It's probably like it does. So it might be like a bit shorter. Like Gone Home was just a 4-hour game.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a quality thing, and also they do want to underprice it a bit to try to sell the VR headset.
Yes, because nobody's gonna drop when the VR came headset, it was $5, and then you had to pay for games on top of it. VR games have always been less than $59.
Are you gonna drop that much money on a VR headset for that game? I mean, it doesn't even look that good.
If I'm somebody who likes that genre, I probably would. I'm not. But at the same time, like 3 hours is a short runtime for a game. But if it is designed with the VR in mind, imagine sitting for more than 3 hours with the VR headset on. Yeah. Like, that would get exhausting just physically and mentally, probably be very disorienting, and then you would lead into a lot of, like, I'm going to guess medical and legal disclaimers where you're like, please go to the bathroom after here's a stop point. Go to the bathroom. Like, take the headset off. Walk around. Like,
well, I'm gonna say, like, I have a Samsung Gear VR. It's basically it's the VR headset from my phone. That's the only one that I have right now. I've tried an Oculus Rift DK2 and it was glitchy. But like, I have the Samsung Gear VR, and yeah, I'll play it for an hour or two on end. And whether it's a disorientation thing or whatever, having a headset on isn't going to silence your bladder. You're still going to know where you need to go. You can still, like most things, pause, come back.
Take another mint.
I am.
You're housing those mints over there. It saves them for the festival.
If you still got the VR laying around from Resident Evil 7, then...
God.
Yeah, there you go.
So Don't Knock Twice, stud or dud?
Dud.
Dud? I think it's going to be, I mean...
I think it has some potential just because people like that kind of thing. I'm going to say stud, but it's not a solid stud.
It's an air quote stud.
It's a niche audience stud for those that are interested in that.
I'm going
exactly.
You're going dud. I'm saying as well, air quote stud. Just like we went past reviews of games where if it's the kind of thing like Dissidia NT, if it's the kind of thing you like, it's the thing you're gonna like, or it's not.
Secret of Mana. I'm guessing remastered PS4.
God. If you like RPGs, if you liked Secret of Mana on the old consoles, you will like the relaunch of Secret of Mana because it features the old soundtrack and the remastered soundtrack. It has all the bells and whistles you would want a game that should be treated like that is. They didn't chock it full of microtransactions. They didn't throw the plot out in favor of changing up things or modernizing it. They did bump up the graphics, but it looks good. It seems to play well from the small amount of touching it I did get to do. But the fact that it is not I'm not reinvesting $60 on a game that I already spent full price on. Personally, for me, it strikes all the boxes for a stud. It's got value. It's got classic history that it acknowledges, and it's got some nice new nods to current gen. I think it's a stud. Anybody else got opinions on Secret of Mana?
Mike?
Secret of Mana, I played it on Super Nintendo, and it's an all-time classic. When I was watching all the clips of it today, I thought it looked a little sloppy, to be honest, but, I mean, they didn't just take the engine and make it look better. They started from the ground up and rebuilt it. So I feel like some of these issues shouldn't be there, but
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
But I mean, it's gonna sell like crazy. It's Secret of Mana. People are gonna buy it. I think it's a stud. Stud.
How much is it selling for?
39.
39.
Dud. I'm telling you, when it's not priced at $59.99, that's a sign right off the bat that it's not. That's how I look at it.
That's your archetype for it. You want
if it's not priced at $59.99, then it's not a real game, and it's just going to be.
Whoa!
I see enough.
I wouldn't say that a real game.
How you can tell Dan is not a PC gamer.
Yeah, just wait till we get to disc tray and what I spent $8 on.
I can't wait.
Actually, that's a bad example. Anyway.
But Tyler, anything to add of Secret of Mana, or are we moving on?
I definitely won't play it. I was watching the gameplay of it. The colors look good. That's about it for me.
Hey.
I was watching the gameplay, and their mouths don't move when they talk, and the voice actors sound like crap. But other than that, I mean, I think it's going to be a stud, but I'm not going to play it. The only reason I say it's going to be a stud is just because of what Mike said. It's a classic game that everybody's going to want to replay.
So a quick question. So this is a remake of an older game, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a brand new in a series. It's a remake of an older game. You said they were rebuilding it from the ground up?
Yeah.
There's no reason to not have things like mouth animation
Exactly.
if you're rebuilding from the ground up.
Yeah, but
That is very true.
When you have that HD of graphics, and you have guys saying, you have a character saying something, and it's like right on his mouth, and he's smiling while he's saying it, looking like a Japanese Godzilla movie. And that's a bad example. Not a Japanese Godzilla movie, but
Like
his
Kung
mouth.
Pao.
No, like I agree with you.
Like dubbed and subtitled, what you mean? Like it's dubbed over. But
Right? Yeah.
that I mean, I feel that that it keeps that original feeling of like I don't know, when I was playing it on the Nintendo, you kind of had to like that whole idea of
Use your words.
swing and a miss. That whole like phasing out of reality, like accepting that I'm watching a video game being played and things like that, and like, yeah, the character's mouth isn't moving, but he's saying this. Same thing with like Final Fantasy VII. Everyone loves when all these things happen.
Final Fantasy VII came out in 90-something off the top of my head. Again, if they're rebuilding it from the ground up, these are things that they need to do. Otherwise,
that's true. I didn't actually know that they had rebuilt it from the ground up.
I'm not exactly positive, but I'm pretty sure.
Otherwise, what's going to happen is that people are like, it was a decent remake, and then the remake will be forgotten. And if that's the case, I would probably say dud. Like, I'm sure people are going to buy it and play it, and then they're going to say, no, I'll just go back and play it on the Super Nintendo.
Pretty much.
The problem is that everyone's trying to remake the good games from the past. Leave them in the past. That's what makes them good. You don't need to remake them to go out and get some cheap dollars because you're trying to get sales up for whatever. You're not even pricing it at $59.99. You're not putting any effort into. This is nothing more than a quick release to try to generate some revenue from probably the company who developed Secret Mana in the first place.
Square Enix.
And it's just not.
Whoa. But on the flip side, Okami HD that I got this past Christmas, and I played that and everything like that. It is a good remake. It is such that if you want to play the old game, great. Now you can play it on PS4 and Xbox One.
What was it valued at?
$20.
See, Dan wouldn't
Isn't
have played that.
the point of a remake to make
I
it?
like some of them. Yeah.
isn't the point of a remake to make it up to par with that system? When you're releasing a game like Secret of Mana, where I was watching the gameplay, I'm like, this looks like Pokemon Coliseum on the GameCube. I was like, this doesn't look like a PS4 game. Maybe it's not supposed to, I get that, but it looked wonky and it looked like a game that I did not want to play at all.
Well, that's true.
That's all I was saying.
No, all valid points, but again, it's one of those games that if it's the thing you like, it's the thing you're gonna like. I mean, we can say that for all the games, but we're not gonna. So this next game, how do you pronounce this game?
Faye.
Faye. Who's got something for it?
I watched gameplay on it. It's like this weird communication game where you're this like little creature and you go throughout like this map that looks like it was created by someone that was on mushrooms when they did it.
Pretty much.
The colors are crazy. It kind of reminds me of Okami HD. But you go throughout and you're trying to communicate with all these other creatures and whatnot. But it looks pretty cool. But I just don't understand, like, what are these creatures? What's the point of the game besides communicating with other people? But I guess a lot of people were hyped about it because it was finally another game on the Nintendo Switch. But in my opinion, it doesn't look that great. It doesn't look like it has a lot of good value to it. But I think it'll be a dud, in my opinion.
Mike, can you do any research on it?
Yep.
Have you heard anything about it?
Looks like a platformer game, kind of. Yeah, with all the crazy lights and graphics and stuff. Sometimes I like that, sometimes I don't. But this one, it looks like it could be good just because, like how Tyler said, it's on the Switch and they don't have many games. But it could be bad too. I'm trying to think of the one game. What was Blinks?
Oh God!
I was gonna say some of them it doesn't always work out. So, but hopefully,
Blinks the
hopefully
time
it works
cat.
out for them when you're trying to make a new mascot.
A proud Microsoft moment there. Millions of dollars poured into Blinks the Time Cat being the face of your franchise. The game comes out, gets poop reviews, and you just sweep him straight out of the history books.
Blinks the Time Sweeper swept away.
Yeah.
So platforming games, a lot of it is. I like the character, so I know nothing about it.
I like the art style of it. I'm a fan of exploration games. I like some of the ideas of some of the mechanics where interacting with the creatures that you're seeing around the game, and then if you've interacted with certain ones, you can't also then interact with other ones, and you have to make I like when you make a decision, it has an effect. Fallout, the Elder Scrolls games, when you choose to murder someone in public, everyone reacts to you as if you've murdered someone in public. Unlike in Grand Theft Auto, where your actions don't really have consequences. There's not really developing character other than the story mode. Again, don't poop on me there, Internet. But I like the idea of it. I like where it's building to. I don't think it's going to change or revolutionize anything, though.
No.
Not to say the remake of Secret of Mana is, but I'm gonna have to say dud. It doesn't do it for me. I didn't spark up and get excited to play it. If someone gave me a copy of it, I'd stream it. But
how are the graphics on it?
They look like someone on drugs.
Any of the
yes,
it looks good. I mean, like the graphics look neat. Like it's a different concept. The problem is that I don't understand what the heck I'm doing if I'm playing it.
Honestly, if I'm looking at the cover correctly, it looks kind of stupid.
Judging a book by the cover.
I'm looking at the picture.
He literally, at the open of this, talked about judging a book by its page count. So
I'm just saying, I'm going to look up right now what the cover art looks like. And based off the photo that I saw, it just looks boring when you're looking at it.
Okay, I kind of get what it's going for. It reminds me first and foremost of like Limbo, like a very high contrast kind of.
That just doesn't look interesting to me.
That looks like generic action game. Character looking out at giant celestial thing. Open world expanding out. It's inviting you to go in.
You can see it, right?
Yeah.
I just, when I look at that, I go, the colors are boring. The name, okay. The most interesting part to me is the name. Does that mean something? Is that like, I mean...
Yeah, it means iron.
It looks like...
Chemistry?
I'm not asking in general what it means. I'm just saying when I'm looking at a car, I'm like, does it mean something? You know, was that part of it? It just doesn't look. There's nothing attracting when I look at that.
It could be one of those things where like they came up with the art style first and then said, okay, what can we tell with this? And maybe they do a good job of it.
Kind of reminds me of a Pokemon. Like, what's that little Pokemon that's like underneath it's like one of the EVs. I don't know. It has like the black and...
Umbreon?
It's something like that. It looks like a Pokemon running around the map, and then you got all this. It's like Shadow Colossus and Pokemon had a baby. You have like all these creatures out here.
Okay, when you say that,
like,
it's going to be a stud.
As I say, it's quite the mix-up.
A makeshift baby, like it's not going to be a stud for sure. I don't think. But
so based off of all the reviews I heard, it looks like we're not really looking forward to this week of gaming.
No, this week was awful.
I mean, I think next week. I don't think next week. We have a little Bayonetta 2 coming out for Nintendo Switch. Bayonetta 1 and 2 coming out for Switch. Yeah. A lot of Switch games coming out, so we might have to.
Good for you, Nintendo Switch owners, for finally getting some value.
Switch is at a tough
Payday
time.
2 is coming out for Switch.
Oh.
The Blob 2 coming out for Switch.
Ooh. A lot of good games are coming out in March.
Yeah, March is normally the busy month. Everyone right now, always January and February, they're kind of relying off of the holiday sales and the games, and then once they hit the March and you got the classic. Yeah, you got Assassin's Creed Remastered. You got a little MLB The Show 18, Far Cry 5. We'll have to start doing some homework on these. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with our Broken Challenge and what's in our disc tray. Right back.
Why do you keep messing up?
Bro, I'm trying my hardest. Stop.
God, you keep messing up.
Tyler, you don't stop, bro. I'm just...
Do it. I dare you.
Bet. Want to?
Hey Dolan, I'm Mike and I'm daddy of destroying guitars in one hit. By the way, it's 10 degrees out here and I don't need a flannel.
And we're back to the Behind the Counter podcast presented by Insane Games, broadcasting live on Facebook Live from the store in Northway Plaza and Countryside Mall in Clearwater, Florida. And as you just saw, we're so great at breaking things around here and destroying things. And, heaven forbid, I mean, did you pick all that up down there? Did you mop the floor? Did you clean the floor? I mean, ladders.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Are the ladders necessary?
I had to get extreme. My favorite wrestler, Jeff Hardy.
I mean, you were wearing a flannel, so that's pretty extreme already in Florida. So.
All right, so we're coming off a string of days where it was pretty cold, and of course the day I do that, it's like 80 degrees, and it was pretty dumb. But
Mike's
other than
outside
that,
with no sleeves on, and it's 20 degrees, and you're down there in Florida where it's 80 degrees wearing flannel.
Not
and
only
I'm
was I
sure
out
he
there,
ran like a girl all the way back to the store, like, oh, I'm so cold.
No,
I reenacted perfect Little League baseball swing form.
It was quite the motion. He had
Barry
everything
Bonds
down.
himself taught me how to do
Like the
that.
motion, I went up and down off of a ladder. Like nobody's gonna
The
give me
motion
any
was pretty
credit.
good.
I thought you should have choked up on the guitar a little more. I think you really could have. You missed a couple extra feet of
The fast pitch.
Yeah.
So, as we can tell, we put a lot of detail into how we destroy our defective items. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little fun, and we're going to issue an open challenge to all of our viewers to submit a Broken Challenge video of you destroying something that's defective or maybe you just don't like it, or maybe you have two of them and you want to get rid of
video game
one.
related.
I mean, whatever you want to do. We do Defective, but I will say this, a little history. We used to have a little series that went on in the store between all of us where it started out where I destroyed a Metal Gear game for the fun of it. And it all went around everyone in the store destroyed some kind of game that was working. I took Tommy's black label Metal Gear Solid, dropped it on the floor, and gave it a big curb stomp, and it was shattered. And Tom, in exchange, took my nice red Game Boy Color and threw it against a brick wall down in Philly, and gave me a what a shame. So we kind of call it the Broken Challenge. So we're gonna hand it out to everyone there. Come up with a video. Try to be safe. Don't get yourself hurt. Okay,
say please don't.
Less than a minute here, folks. Let's not
go long. If you maybe want to give us a 10-second description of why you're breaking it, if it's something that's broken, you just don't want it, or maybe it's your brother's and you hate it, or maybe whatever it is.
Sentimental value brings it up a lot.
And whatever it is, submit it to us on Facebook. You can also submit it to a link on YouTube. You can email it. All that information's on Facebook. Then we'll go through. We'll pick our favorites and we'll put it on the site, and maybe kind of analyze each one, kind of give our thoughts on it.
Your form, your how you destroyed, where you did it.
Try to make it unique.
The creativity of it.
Did your face look like you meant it?
Yeah, you gotta make sure you mean it. And maybe we'll show some of our own from a couple of years ago because ours got the whole part of it is to be creative. Like anyone can just go out and smash something on the floor. It was picking the right game and picking the creative way of doing it. Like Justin Miner had a 360 that was in the garage, in our back room that he never came and picked it up. So Johnny and I went outside. Johnny threw it up in the air and it came down and smashed it. And then I may or may not have ran it over in my car when I was coming to pick Johnny up. It was a double hit. Mike had a little Dick Tracy.
I did it from a first-person video game perspective. And then I whipped out the hammer like I just equipped it out of nowhere.
I don't think Dave or Tyler ever participated in it.
No.
Jeremy took a bunch of CDs and put it on the ground and scraped them all and got them all scratched up, and they're done.
He may have relieved himself on something as well, but
don't do that.
Don't do that.
Please do not send us videos of that.
We don't want that. No, thank you.
We will not watch.
So, be creative. Come up with something, whether it's defective, something you don't like, whatever your reason is. We're going to call it the Broken Challenge. And next week we'll post some, and maybe we'll keep it going for another week and do a few more the week after that.
And be safe.
Be safe. Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid.
This isn't the Tide Pod Challenge. This is the Broken Challenge.
Oh my gosh.
Did you get anything in your eye when you came down the ladder with that guitar?
I came very close.
Bounced up and hit your head.
I actually came very close to get my eye. I was surprised I didn't.
2 centimeters from the hospital visit.
I should have wore glasses.
Nerd.
Hey!
Goggle up. Science is about to happen.
I don't know. We may need to have Dave and Tyler take part and do their own videos. They've never done one.
I did my own video.
What?
I sent you like 6 of them.
What?
The Smash.
I just did the guitars.
They just watched it at home.
I mean, like,
we just saw it.
I mean, like, no, I'm talking the video game challenge one. There's 2 of them here. There's the Broken Challenge, and there's our own little video game one.
All right, Dan, what's your favorite game ever? What's your favorite game ever?
Why?
NASCAR 98.
Why? Call of Duty.
NASCAR 98.
Call of Duty what? Modern Warfare 2?
You're gonna smash one of those?
I'm telling you, Tyler, NASCAR 98 or some old WWE game.
I'll do. Oh yeah, he likes WWF SmackDown on PS1.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the disc and I'm gonna go to the Clearwater Bridge and I'm just gonna huck it out there and hopefully a shark gets it.
Fish with it.
I believe that's a federal crime.
It is. That's littering. Fish with it, though.
Murdering.
No, I think you cannot throw anything off a bridge. It's a federal crime. It's not just littering.
Yep.
It's like there's an additional charge on that.
So don't record
I'll just
yourself
break
doing
it.
it.
I'll just break it with my bare hands then. I'll pretend like I threw it, but actually throw it.
So the broken
pretending like I
challenge:
threw it.
submit your videos. Give us a little ambience, a little backstory on what it is you're destroying, why it is you're destroying. As you know from episode 4, the saltier the better. This is my brother's PS4 that he never lets me play.
So if you hurt someone's feeling in the process, then
We're not
Then you just
responsible
might
for
go
broken
viral
bones,
yourself.
broken relationships, broken family. We're not responsible for any of that.
Insane games tearing families apart.
So make sure you send your videos to our Facebook page, Insane Games NY for New York, or Insane Games FL for Florida. You can also send it or like us on YouTube at Behind the Counter. Also, again, coming soon to Twitch. And until we get it on, it's coming. We'll keep selling it. Disc tray.
This tray, yeah.
We kind of already.
yeah.
We've talked about what we've all been playing, but what else?
me first or
Why don't you start?
Yeah, you never start.
Dead Island Remastered. We were all talking about how we hate the remastered. I was sitting on that one. Me and my friend used to play it all the time on 360. Nate, you guys know him, the fantasy football troll. But
I am old because I'm like, that game's not old enough to be remastered. Yes, it is. That game is still like 10 years old.
It is now.
Oh my god.
But they took the Dying Light engine, I guess, and kind of put that into this. So it almost makes me sick how good the graphics are. Sometimes in the motion, like when you're moving, it bobs back and forth. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. Good stuff. Dripping
Tyler?
wet.
Super soaker wet, right, Mike?
Yep, blind man wet.
I just finished UFC 3 yesterday, so I'm gonna try Dragon Ball Fighter Z now. I had it up in the store, and a lot of customers were telling me that they didn't like it. So I guess I gotta put my own twist on it and see if it's actually good or not. It is kind of stupid though. I might have to add that in the beginning when you're setting up, they literally ask you the terms and agreements, and it's like 80 seconds long of scrolling down. Like you literally have to go through it all and scroll down just to press accept, and you have to do that twice. And I'm just like, through the whole entire thing, I'm thinking, do I really want to play this game if I have to go throughout this whole entire terms and agreements and press accept through it?
Just take it out.
That is
But-
a loose acceptance of your gaming when 80 seconds of scrolling is like, I'm not playing
But
this.
I gritted it out, Dave. I gritted it out, and I'm gonna
Way
give
to
it a
go,
try.
Tyler.
First world problems right there.
Dan, what about you? What's in your disc tray?
Call of Duty. That's what I've been
Same
playing.
World War II?
I've been playing it. It's been pretty. Well, Mike knows.
So,
Mike's been learning a lot by
Yeah,
watching.
Mike knows that he's the best at that game. That's the only thing Mike knows about
Nope.
it.
now,
Let's
Nope,
just
not
say
even
you guys
close.
are lucky I don't have an Xbox account anymore.
Oh please! I don't want to even hear it. Okay, we've
So-
been trying to get you to play for 2 weeks,
I
and you
don't
keep.
have Xbox Live, and I'm not going to spend money on it.
Even if I had a copy, I wouldn't play. I'm on PlayStation 4. I'm on PlayStation 4.
Well, I wouldn't play on Xbox Live because I'm not going to spend money on that.
I think
I already
that
have
beats...
PlayStation 4.
So if I ordered a copy, you wouldn't play it?
I can't play it without Xbox Live, Dan. What don't you understand about that? Here, let me get that through
Why
your
don't you
thick
just go
bald head
find the
real quick.
case with those free day trial things and pop that bad boy in?
Because I've already used those, and they don't let you use them after.
Make a new one. Flash Ferragamo.
Flash Ferragamo is PlayStation exclusive. It is not to go over to the mangy valley of Xbox Live.
It's funny you call Xbox Live Manji Valley, the place where true battles take place.
It's disgusting and gross. That's why I called it that.
So, Dan, the two people left to talk about what's in the disc tray are me and Boater. Who do you want to be disappointed by with more or first? Because you're going to hate both of our answers.
I'm gonna say is cue the ball reader.
All right.
Well,
So who's going first?
Make sure you don't forget Boater, though.
I won't this time. I won't. I got a very firm and very stern reminder. So, fair viewers, friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears, as we've been pooping on remakes for the last couple of...
This is already starting bad.
I have been playing a classic PlayStation 4 game that was remade from a Japan-exclusive PlayStation 3 game. In 2015, my favorite intellectual property came to me. Godzilla. And my God, that game, I love it. It plays just like the Godzilla movies. They're slow, they're plotting. You wreck the house on Japan. You cause political upshift by destroying cities. You get to wreck the house on all the different creatures that you fight in the Godzilla universe. It's worth a checkout. I really got to tell you.
Can I get a Godzilla roar real quick?
Sure.
You said PS4. Is that on other consoles too? Or
It
is
is
that PS4
not.
exclusive?
It is a PS4 exclusive. And PS3. But
Oh, you play Godzilla?
I might have to throw it in now.
Put the bicep down.
even I didn't put the bicep up for that game, and I love that game. So, Boater, I set the bar pretty low, and yet you are still somehow going to beat that.
And Boater, if the bald comments go, you have to put the counter on yourself.
So I've got two games that I've been switching back and forth. One that I will get to in just a sec, but that I can only play for so long, and then I go and play Mass Effect Andromeda to calm my nerves.
Bald.
But what I have been
It's
playing
respectable.
is getting
That game's
over it.
bald.
It's getting over it with Bennett Foddy, and it's a PC exclusive right now. And basically, the idea is you're this person with a huge hammer, and you have to climb a mountain that gets more and more ridiculous. And it's very frustrating controls.
Oh, okay, I've seen that. That's
yeah,
not bad.
it's frustrating controls, and at any point you can fall all the way back down to the start. I've been streaming it half an hour on end, 40 minutes at a time, an hour at a time. Like, I played for an hour yesterday, and I didn't make any forward progress. Today I played, I got close to the end, still haven't finished the game. Meanwhile, and so like I've dumped 3 hours into this game or something like that. Meanwhile, I saw someone speedrun it in 2 minutes, and it's just, nope, done. They clocked in a minute 58, and then they uninstalled the game. And that is the proper response.
You see,
So, Dan, are we gonna do this or?
Hold
Mike?
on. Pressing news
No?
from
Okay.
our friends on Facebook Live. Dakota actually just came to the defense and said, I'm just going to say it, Andromeda was not that bad. So you thank that man.
Thank you.
He is defending. Dakota jumping, taking a bullet for you, Boater?
Like I said, Andromeda got a lot of crud that it didn't deserve.
Because it's balls.
here's the thing, Dave. Let me explain this to you.
Yeah.
That game we actually know. Mass Effect. We've heard of it. It's actually whatever mumbo jumbo game you were playing weeks ago. No one in here even knew what that was.
Gundam versus.
Gundam.
Even the game now, I think deserves a bald.
Can we just slowly pan on me, zoom in, and have a flashback to a couple of weeks ago?
Bald, 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 bald.
There's your flashback, Dave.
You don't need the flashback. We'll give it to you real time.
It was a Christmas present, and I love it!
Mass Effect, we at least have heard of the game. We may not play
Yeah, but
it.
No, but
Andromeda
here's the
was-
thing: is that I
was
did
his
Mass Effect
ugly
Andromeda as a small
stepchild.
little side thing. He totally just didn't pay attention when I was talking about the other game because he would probably physically hurt himself trying to think about the other game that I've been playing.
Yeah,
It did sound interesting.
I'll show you afterwards, but there's language involved while playing that
Dan doesn't
game that is
care.
not suitable for our live or pre-recorded audience.
If it's not Sims 3, he's not about it. PC.
It's Sims 4 now.
Yeah, you go back. You play Sims 3 H&M.
I don't go back and play an old one.
You
when
play
they-
Sims 3 Pets, Sims 3 H&M. Sims 3
years ago. Now they have Sims 4.
So you play Sims 4
Do it the
now.
times.
Do I go back and play NASCAR 98? No, I would
Yeah,
play
you
NASCAR 18.
They don't have NASCAR 18.
If they did, I would have played 18.
I thought NASCAR was dead to you
Well, it is.
with the retiring of
I would have played the game.
Jeff
but
Godin.
I would have played
Did
the
you see
game.
who won? Did you see who won, Dan?
No, I haven't even looked.
Austin Dillon. Number 3
God.
car, baby. Burn, burn, they're making another left turn.
My favorite person was Brad Keselowski when he punch Jeff Gordon.
All I gotta say is Joey Logano is a scum of the earth.
Jeff Gordon didn't get punched in the lips. Brad Keselowski was the one
He might
waiting.
not have literally punched him, but he punched him right out of the chase or whatever it's called. He punched him right out of there.
Before we totally violate some sort of OSHA thing with this whole NASCAR fury, we have a cool new segment we're trying. Interesting, cool, rare, or just the best, the wettest things that we have in stock. And here in Wilton, we can find no wetter than our almost entirely exclusive Game Gear copy of World Series Baseball 95. Moist 8-bit graphics, multiplayer capable. All you gotta do is somehow find 2 working Game Gears and a link cable and also
Hey, Dave,
700 batteries.
You wanna play?
Oh my god, yes I do! And it can be yours for a whopping $3.
$2.99.
Get on that, ladies and gentlemen. Get
That's
on
a bargain.
But seriously.
If it's $39.99, it's not a good game. But if it's $2.99, it's a great game. You gotta admit, that's a bargain.
But seriously, World Series Baseball and my love of Game Gear aside, what do we got?
The one I pulled out today was Metroid Prime Trilogy for the Wii. It's got 1, 2, and 3 on there, obviously, since it's a trilogy, but they remastered the controls for 1 and 2 to fit on the Wii. It's $80. It's really rare to find. That is a lot, but I'd say it's worth it for sure if you're looking to get into the Metroid Prime series at all. And it's got the cool little plastic sleeve.
Steel plastic sleeve and the steel book intact.
Say it's got all the goods, I'm pretty sure. Nice. But Tyler, what do you got?
You got a gem that came in today.
Yeah, so I was doing a trade-in today, and kid whipped out pretty wet game on 64 you might have heard of that goes by The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask Collector's Edition.
God.
Ooh.
Box is a little beat. There's some spots that could be better, but I mean, it's got everything in there. We're talking the manual, all the guides and everything, and then we got a nice, clean, crisp copy of the holographic Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Beautiful. Selling it for $69.99. Give us a call down at Insane Games Countryside and have it shipped to your house today.
Quite the promo. Quit the promo. You're
Remind me of the Stunner video a little bit.
I'm just saying, if you want it, just give me a call.
Actually, we've had a lot of trade-ins here this week.
Say sup.
We had a lot of Super Nintendo games traded in. We had. We may get a couple of the Color 64s in. The watermelon red and the ice
Super
blue.
Soaker wet.
Those would be pretty cool to have. Yeah, make sure you stop in your trade-ins when you come in. We're always looking for more stuff, hot gems.
If you rate us, you get 25% more. Just don't give us a 3-star. Because we'll rant about you on our podcast.
Unless you give us a 1, then we'll just ignore you.
Then that's an anomaly. It doesn't make not true.
Fake news.
After this episode, we're gonna get all these random reviews like, oh yeah, I'm just reviewing from the podcast. No big deal.
3 stars.
3 stars.
Oh no.
Our new
No, can
reviews
we
be
not
3
make
stars.
3-star reviews an ongoing meme, please?
No.
You know why I'm here.
I'm here to give you 3 stars and get 25% more trade-in for my store credit.
Next week, we're going to have a big discussion about Battleground games, the new Fortnite and the
Battle
PUBG
Royale.
games.
Yeah.
Nice.
Battle Royale games going on, the open world battle games that everyone seems to be so involved in these days. I had 5, not 5, I had 2 yesterday and I had 2 today call about Fortnite and see if we had anything in stock.
Isn't
Hard
it
copy.
free to download offline?
It is free to download
No, they have it on hard copies
Well,
now.
yes, they do have
for
hard
the
copies
collectors,
now,
yeah.
But some people, I don't know if they like playing them. I don't know what the deal is, but they're looking for hard copies. I said the same thing. Isn't it free? and they're looking for hard copies. I don't know how much does a hard copy sell for. I haven't even seen one.
Probably good old $39.99.
$39.99.
But not confirmed.
That's going to be the meme that comes out of this.
But we'll have a discussion about those, why they're so popular and free and easy to get, and why everyone's so into those. And then
Definitely write us your opinions about them. We would love to hear them.
make sure
Hey,
don't
Dan,
forget what.
just so you know, Fortnite is actually $39.99.
Oh, good. Confirmed.
There you go.
Confirmed.
We'll have more stud and duds game reviews for next week. Don't forget to submit your broken challenge videos. We want them to be interesting, unique, be safe, make them funny. I don't know. Other than that, make sure you subscribe, like us on Behind the Counter at YouTube, Insane Games NY, Insane Games FL. Stop in our store here in the Northway Plaza. Stop in our store down at the Countryside Mall, Clearwater, Florida, to see this fool up here, or you can come and see these fools here. And I think that's it, fellas. Anything else? Any sign outs before we head out?
I think there's
He zoomed in wickedly.
I think there's nothing left to do but the tradition.
Yep.